By the way, if you're new to the channel, I already made a video on how to determine whether or not the COVID deaths were inflated. I showed the steps to get there, but I'm going to show you the bottom left paragraph of page 2 to prove that it is. So I'll leave a link in the description for the other video, but before you go to that one, check this out. My best guess is that the experts are just not that smart, especially since they give you stuff like this. Anybody want to try to justify that? Anybody want to explain how the death rate isn't inflated after reading that? Come on, I can wait. Yeah, I thought so. Just say it in the comments. But wait, there's more. We still gotta talk about the masks. Which ones are most effective and which ones the CDC doesn't want you to wear. First, let's show the most effective masks. Now let's show which mask the CDC doesn't want you to wear. It also doesn't help that the majority of these media organizations are part of a project called Operation Mockingbird to spread propaganda to the American people. Here, I'll prove this one too. Here you go.
Operation Mockingbird conspiracy. Many Americans believe that the media continues to be heavily influenced to present the views of a small group of people, and they just might be right. Operation Mockingbird was a CIA effort to control major American media outlets between the 1950s and 1970s. The program was started by Frank Wisner, director of plans for the CIA, and in 1947, he began recruiting leading American journalists into a propaganda network to help present the CIA's views to the masses. Head journalists at the New York Times, CBS, and Newsweek were recruited through both bribes and being put on the payroll. By 1953, Mockingbird had journalists at 25 different news agencies and was finally taken over by CIA Director Alan Dulles. While it was active, Mockingbird managed to ruin the careers of the CIA's political opponents, spy on other journalists, censor damaging reports, and promote the fight against communism. It was officially ended in 1976, but many of the CIA's news media relationships have remained intact, even to this day.
Also, if you don't believe me that the media is trying to lie to the public, you could also look at what they did in the 1980s and the 90s, where they tried to cover up for a satanic organization called the Finders. You can find more information here. You could also look at the CIA whistleblower. I think I could say his name now, so I'll just say it anyway. His name was Eric Ciaramella. He was overheard in 2017 talking with Sean Misko about how to get rid of Trump. He was trying to remove Trump from the White House since 2017. Here, I'll show you evidence of that too. Yet how does the media and the CIA respond? Like this. Ah, look at the channel it's by. CBS News. Former CIA leader on the Trump-Ukraine whistleblower complaint. Something's a little suspicious. Overplaying your part much, CBS? Also, why don't we take a look at a media bias tracker for a lot of those sources that I sent out. There's the Scientific American one, but I don't think that one's on the bias tracker because it's a science site. I have to admit it's kind of unfortunate how politicized science has become. Well, I guess the great titans fall eventually, I suppose. Well, anyway, here, I'll show you the bias tracker. Ah, check that out. We found the Washington Post, Yahoo News, New York Times, Vox. Look at that. We even found Newsweek. All right. We got CBS News. Yep. The Atlantic. AP Politics. This isn't looking too good for them. BuzzFeed News. BuzzFeed, we kind of saw that one coming. Yeah, this is not looking good for them. I could have sworn that those same people would say that they are unbiased news. So why is the bias tracker saying that all of them are left-leaning? That raises some questions for the mainstream media. For instance, if you're truly unbiased, then why don't you call out Obama and Biden and Hillary Clinton for spying on the Trump campaign in 2016? Instead, you try to cover for them and say that it's just a conspiracy theory. Or, when the investigation came back that Donald Trump did not commit a crime, you also said that it did not exonerate him. So why not just admit that you were wrong because he didn't collude with Russia? But instead, you still run with that fake story. Why? Why back in the 80s and the 90s did you cover for the CIA when they shut down that investigation into the satanic cult that kidnapped children, indoctrinated them, and sold them into sex slavery in other parts of the world? Why would you cover for them doing something like that? Why not report on it if you actually do care about those people? It's because you don't, am I right? Also, why don't you report about what the CDC wrote in their vital statistics reporting guidance if you actually want to educate the masses about the virus and the death rate and how they calculate it? It's because you don't want people to know because it doesn't fit your narrative, right? Why not condemn the Black Lives Matter riots over the summer for destroying and burning down cities, and also trying to spark outrage over a criminal's death? You don't condemn them. Why? Is it because you think that they're all like that? Well, is it? Or how about when the COVID spiked over the summer, you didn't blame it on the Black Lives Matter riots, you blamed it on the reopening of businesses. Why? By the way, NBC, here's what the CDC, by the way, this is the same source that they use, so don't get angry at me. This is what the CDC says to do if you are sick, whether with flu or with COVID. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, influenza, flu, stay home when sick. Here, I'll go down on the exact same page. Just read that for a little bit. So yeah, the media is a lying mess. And don't even get me started on Black Lives Matter and the fact that they're a trained Marxist group, and yet multiple media organizations still defend them and say no they're not, and that there's much more to consider when in reality there isn't. Here, I'll show you. By the way, the video is going to be in the description, but this is Patrisse Cullors saying that she is a trained Marxist. And yes, I put that timestamp in there on purpose, so go ahead and check that out. Link is in the description. Good luck, mainstream media. Good luck defending that. Now, before I go, I want to show you one particular person who is so brainwashed by the mainstream media that he tried to dismiss everything that I said as conspiracy theory, even though everything I have said has been proven to be true, and all the sources and links will be in the description, but he'll still probably brush it off as conspiracy anyway, because that's how far up the mainstream media's ass he actually is. So, allow me to present the next idiot YouTuber today. His name is this. I like how he says that he made his argument and laid out the facts with links, although one of those quote-unquote facts was something that was Trump being 100% sarcastic. It may be factual for him because a lot of his information comes from left-leaning media sources and possibly fanfiction.net, but not in real life. That guy is just one of many prime examples of what the mainstream media does to people. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I mean, the media has lied over the years and has brainwashed people like this guy. And yeah, they're not very good.